Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am finally here, super late, but I'm here to finally close out my October monthly budget. Now, I know it is well onto the month of November, and you guys are probably like, what? You're still getting this video up? And to be honest, I really thought about it. Should I still be getting this video up? But of course, my boyfriend Victor encouraged me to get this video up just to have this month closed out, and so that him and you guys can watch how I did for the month of October, which was not too great. As you guys know, this was the first month back with me budgeting, and I had a lot of unbudgeted expenses throughout the month. I also was over a few categories by the third week. So today I've decided to finally come on here and close out and weekly check-in for week 4, which was from October 24th until the 31st, and then finish up with filling out my monthly budget spread. So let's go ahead and get started. This is probably going to be a quick video. I do have all of my budget expense stickers all filled out here. And I will also look through my cash envelopes app that I've been using, which I've showed you guys time and time again. Go ahead and link it in this video as well. But let's go ahead and get started. So for groceries, I also went ahead and changed out my gas sticker. If you guys have watched the last video for October, you guys know that that was a purpley color, but I went ahead and changed it and now it looks aesthetically pleasing. So I'm happy about that. All right, so on the 28th, I got some groceries from Food for Less, and that was $15.87. And then my last groceries expense was on the 29th, and that was $16.25 for Target. Next, for eating out on the 24th, I had some pizza. I actually stayed a little bit longer from Monday through Wednesday because this was parent-teacher conference week and I was interpreting for some of those. So I did grab some lunch, which I don't usually grab lunch, and that was $17.96. And then for some reason, I grabbed McDonald's on the 31st. Sorry, on the 30th. Which I don't usually eat McDonald's, but I really just wanted some, I think. Maybe like McDonald's breakfast. I think that's what it was. So I spent $8.36 out of my eating out. Next, for gas, I had one more expense of $56.37 on the 26th. And this was, I don't know if this was the first time I started pumping gas at Costco, because I now solely pump gas at Costco, and I definitely suggest that you guys do as well if you have a Costco membership. Okay. Oh, I just realized I never added that second sticker on the 22nd, which was for $62.71. I did go ahead and add it to my weekly check-in, but I just never added the budget expense sticker, so here I am adding that in. Then next, let's move on to allowance. For allowance, I spent $15 to reload my Starbucks card on the 24th. So that I took out of allowance. It's a gray sticker. And then last but not least, I grabbed lunch again on the 25th. And I grabbed this salad from a place that makes like build your own salads. It was really, really good. I have never tried a place like that, but that was $21.43 on the 25th. And that came out of my allowance because I was already running a little bit low on eating out. So I just thought I would use some of my allowance money. And then let's see, I have one transaction for Target for out of my household envelope, I say, because they are part of my electronic envelopes. So $34.49 on the 29th. Here, I hope you guys can see. Last time it looked a little bit blurry. And then last but not least, I have my beauty category, which I spent $48.76 at Sally's. And I will say that I'm pretty over budget on all all of my categories. And I think I would have been fine with my beauty envelope if I wouldn't have purchased so much hair dye. I actually ended up only going for 2 boxes, but it's really funny. I saw one of my really old high school friends worked at that Sally's, and I had not seen her in years, so I think she was just like out of it, and she charged me for 4 boxes of hair dye instead of 2. She did end up giving them to me afterwards, but I only wanted to purchase 2. But so yeah, that was $48.76. And then that same day I did get my nails as well as a pedicure done. And these are the nails that I got done. This was for my costume that I wore. If you guys don't know what I did post a picture on my Instagram, on my personal Instagram, but I was Mira, which everyone's always like, who is Mira? And honestly, I didn't even know who Mira was up until like recently, but it's Aquaman's love interest. And she has red hair, so that's kind of why I went with that. So for my nails and a pedicure, that was a total of $110. And those are all of my expenses. I could not, oh actually, I can put one no spend date on the 31st. But aside from that, I spent money pretty much every single day this week. Which brings us to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 no spend days. And this is what I used to do a while ago, and I'm just thinking, why not have some space here to mark how many no spend days I had this month. So there it is, 9 right here, and these are all of the budget expense stickers laid down. Now, before we close out our budget, I am going to go ahead and flip back and forth so that I can weekly check in for this last week in my budget planner. I also, of course, have my calculator here, which I will be using to add up all of these, and I have my red pen as well to check off the budget expense stickers as I go. So let's take a look. For groceries, I had 2 transactions, one of $15.87 down here, and the other of $16.25. So check these off. That is a total of, sorry, we also realized that I forgot to lay down some budgeted expense stickers here. So on the 28th, I spent $8.85 on some cake pops. I do this thing with my kids. I give them a little something when they do really good on their tests, or if they get certain amount of minutes done on this online program that we are currently doing. So I did get 3 of the kids some cake pops. And then on the 29th, I spent $28.99 for a gift for one of my friends. So yes, I went ahead and added that. But groceries in total, I spent $32.12. So I'm going to subtract that from the $44.90 I had remaining the prior week, which means that I am actually under budget by $12.78. But don't worry, guys, this is probably the only category that I will be under budget. Next, we have eating out. For eating out, I have pizza for $17.96 and McDonald's for $8.36. So check these off. Total spent $26.32, and I only had $19.18 left last week, so that means that I am over budget by $7.14. There you go. Then household, I have 1 sticker for $34.49. $34.49, yes. And last week I only had $23.01, so $23.01, sorry you guys can't really see that, minus $34.49 means that I was over budget by $11.48. To be honest, I don't want you guys to think that I didn't film this video because I didn't want to be open with you guys about my spending, because if that was the case, I would have never started weekly checking in. I just wanted to show you guys that this is real and raw, and what getting back into budgeting after not budgeting for so long looks like, and it's totally okay. So if you're in the same situation or don't want to budget because you're scared of seeing that you'll be overspending on some of your categories, if not all of them, I would say put that fear to the side and just get started, especially with December and the new year coming up. I feel like that's the perfect time to start back up with budgeting. So next I have allowance. For allowance, I spent $15 for Starbucks and then $21.43 for a salad. So in total that was $36.43, and last week I had $43.47. So that means that I am actually under budget by $7.04. All right, so I am back. My camera's battery has died on me twice already, so I just left it charging for a few minutes, so I hope it lasts until the end of this video. But as I mentioned, I spent $110 for nails and pedicure, and then $48.76 for Sally's. So that is a total of $158.76 spent, and I had $138.45. So I was over budget by $20.31. There. Next for gas, I did have one expense right over here of $56.37. So 56, and I was already over budget by $50.62, $56.37. I was over budget by $106.99, which is quite a bit of money to be over budget on gas, especially because I budgeted $250 for gas. And last but not least, for unbudgeted, I did have two unbudgeted expenses here, and that totaled to $8.85 plus $28.99, and that was everything. So yes, I spent $37.84, and I was already over budget by $130.08. Which, if this is your first video watching for me in a very long time, you guys are probably going to be like, what is wrong with you, girl? And why are you over budget by $167.92? And the main reason is, once again, this was my very first month back with budgeting. So that means that I no longer have all of the sinking funds that all of these expenses would come out of, like gifts or maybe even miscellaneous or anything like that. The majority of my budget expenses has been supplies for my job, and then just gifts, which I would have a sinking fund for in the past. So that is how many categories I am over budget in. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I am happy to say that I at least was not over budget in every single one, but groceries and my allowance definitely will be helping out a tiny bit with this budget. So now that I'm done weekly checking in, I'm going to bring you guys to my budget spread. This is the October budget spread that I have going on. I am off the bat going to start with writing down my actuals, which the way that I'll do this is I'll just go ahead and take a picture of this and kind of work my way backwards. So for groceries, I had $12.78 remaining and my budget was $250. So that means that I only spent $237 with 22 cents. So that means that the variance is $12.78, and I will go ahead and write down my negatives with my red pen once again. Then for eating out, I was over budget by $7.14. So I'm just gonna add $7.14 to my budgeted amount of $125, which means that I spent $132.14, and once again, $7.14 right there. Next for household, I was over budget by $11.48. So that means that I spent $91.48. That will make that $11.48. Gas, I was over budget by $106.99. So I actually spent $356.99. You guys, I cannot believe how much it is that I'm spending on gas, and I know most of this is because of my drive to work, which I know that I feel like for some of the people, whenever I talk to someone about my job and what it is that I do and how it is part-time and how far it is that I drive, they're usually like, are you crazy? Like, why would you drive all the way over there to just work part-time hours? And to be honest, I love my job so much, and it is so fulfilling to me. I haven't really told you guys exactly what it is that I do, but I think I might have mentioned it in my day in the life video. So definitely stay tuned so you guys kind of see my reasoning as to why I love my job so much. But that is a crazy amount. Next, we have allowance. For allowance, I was under by $7.04, so that means that I only spent $92.96. So $7.04 is my variance. For beauty, I overspent by $20.31. So total spend is $220.31. $20.31. Then for my phone bill, it was $49.75. And I had budgeted $90, so I am under for that category by 40.25 cents. But then for unbudgeted, I spent a total of $167.92, which once again, I don't budget anything for this category. So that means that all of that is negative. So now let's go ahead and total up my actual amount right here. So in total, I spent $1,348.77 for variable expenses. I am just going to double check by adding my variances. So I'm going to add all the positives first, which is not very many, and then I'll subtract by negatives. All right, plus this number. That is correct. So I was over by $253.77, which is quite a bit of money to be over on just envelopes or categories. So what I'm going to do next is I will go ahead and write out my budgeted amounts for my variable and fixed expenses, and then the actuals as well. So I had budgeted $1,095 for variable, and this was my actual. And then it is the same for the budgeted as it is for the actual for fixed expenses. So here is the total. Now, at the beginning of this month, I was not disclosing any of my income, but as you guys may know, for my November monthly budget, I am now disclosing my hourly, at least my expected, and of course my actual for that month. But since I wasn't doing it here, I'll just go ahead and do it off camera. Once I get all of my expected and actual income, I will go ahead and subtract my expenses from that income, and whichever money I have left over for the month of October is going to go into this little box, which I have decided to make it into a debt payment box instead of a savings box. So you can go ahead and use this box for whatever it is that your financial goals are. So it could be either for like investments, savings, debt for the next month. You can do whatever it is that you want with it, but that's kind of what I am doing for this season in my life. With that being said, that is all that I have for today's video. Thank you so much for sticking around and seeing how bad I did for this month. I am really happy to finally have this month closed out, because that means that I did not give up on budgeting, even though it did take me quite a bit of time to close it out. As always, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments down below. I'm trying to be a lot better at responding to your comments. Give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already. And hopefully I will see you guys on my next video. Bye guys!